And then we'll begin. Raise your hand if you have a question. Otherwise, I need you to stay quiet. Ooh, some friends have done some farm pictures. I love yours, Smirty. Great attention to detail. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to mute all the microphones because we have a lot of background noise this afternoon. And we're going to go ahead and start. Who remembers the animal that we talked about on Friday? What animal did we talk about? Alan, mute your microphone.
My camera's not working.
I don't know, honey. I don't know. See if you can find an adult to help you. Okay. Let's see, who can I call on? Estelle, what animal did we discuss on Friday on Old MacDonald's farm?
Is it the sheep?
Not the sheep.
Pigs?
Not pigs. It was on Friday.
Hen?
Yes, chickens. We talked about chickens. Who remembers a fact that we learned about chickens? An interesting fact we learned about chickens. Smriti?
That the hens don't, them chickens are called the hens.
Yes, a female chicken is a hen. What's a male chicken? What do we call them? Russell?
Rooster.
A rooster. You're exactly right. We call a male chicken a rooster. Very good.
Okay.
Very good. Yes.
I have 15%.
You'll be okay. You got plenty. Okay.
It has 15 and it's going to die all the way to 1.
No, it won't. It'll stay on for the rest of the lesson. Okay. So, we shared a little bit about what we learned about chickens. Did chickens get milk from their mommies like cows and pigs do? No, they don't. They eat feed that the farmer provides, or weeds and dirt, or weeds and bits of food and worms from the ground. They use their beaks to peck. Okay, today we are going to discuss a new animal. Our new animal is a sheep. A sheep. I wonder if Old MacDonald has sheep on his farm. Who could raise their hand and share out what's some information you already know about sheep? Carolyn, what do you already know about? No, don't unmute your mic. You're going to have to raise your hand. Carolyn, what do you already know about sheep?
Sheep babies is called lamb.
Ooh, a baby sheep is a lamb. So, babies are lambs. A baby sheep is a lamb. Nicole, what do you know about sheep?
Some sheep has white fur.
It is called white fur. Do you know what that white fur is called? Does anybody else know what their white fur is called? Adeline, make sure you're focusing. Ryan, what's their white fur called?
Wool.
Wool. Very good. Wool. So sheep have wool. So we'll put have. Wool. And we use wool in a lot of things. Sweaters, blankets, it keeps you super warm. Okay. Anyone want to share anything else they know about sheep? Smriti?
That sheep's foot is puffy.
Sheep's what? Say that one more time.
Sheep's foot is puffy.
Their foot is puffy?
Not the fur.
Oh, their fur is puffy. Yes, that's true. Carolyn, what did you want to share?
I have a question.
You have a question? What's your question? Oh, you don't?
I don't have it.
Oh, okay. Your hand was up. I'm sorry. What is something you want to learn about sheep? What's something we want to learn about sheep? Jonyan, what do you want to learn about sheep?
What do they eat?
You guys always want to know that. All right, what do sheep eat? So, what do they eat? Okay. What do they eat? And anyone else want to know anything about sheep? Estelle?
What do sheep do all day?
What do they do during the day? What do they do during the day? What do they do? All right, oh, I need to put question marks at the end of these so that we know it's a question. Okay, so we know that babies are called lambs, that they have wool. We're not sure what they eat or what they do during the day. What's their purpose? Why would a farmer have a sheep? Let's listen and figure out. In today's lesson, you're going to learn about the needs of sheep and their babies, as well as the products sheep produce. Have you ever seen a real sheep before? Raise your hand if you've ever seen a real one. I saw one on a farm before, on a field trip when I was little. The first thing I want to tell you about sheep is a vocabulary word that we're going to see in the story. The vocabulary word is flock. Flock. A flock of sheep. Flock means a large group of animals. A flock of birds flew by this morning. The sheepdog helps keep the flock of sheep together. Would you like to be in a flock of sheep or a flock of birds? What would you rather be in? Adeline?
Sheep.
A flock of sheep? I would rather be in a flock of birds because I'd like to fly. But that's a good, thank you for sharing. Another word you're going to hear in this story is twins. Today you will hear that the mother sheep often give birth to twins. Twins are two babies born from the same mother at the same time. They're called twins. Very good. The main topic or main idea in this lesson is sheep. Listen carefully to hear about something special that sheep provide to people. Let's make sure that we're sitting. We don't have any toys. just like we were in the classroom. Jonyan, what's your question?
I like to be a flock of birds.
You would? Very good. Okay. Nicole?
Because I like birds. I like to be a flock of birds too, so I can fly away out the garden, and I brought this all by myself.
Very good. All right, hands down, we're going to listen to the story. Okay. Remember, when I put on my hat, I am no longer Miss Cates. I become the narrator in our story. What is the most important job Old MacDonald has on his farm? One of the most important jobs Old MacDonald has on his farm is taking care or raising farm animals. What farm animal is with Old MacDonald in this picture? What is that farm animal? Carolyn?
The sheep.
Very good. Old MacDonald here to help you remember that I have some sheep on my farm. Sheep say ba ba, here a ba, there a ba, everywhere a ba ba. Here is an image of a flock of sheep. Up the road on my neighbor's farm, you can hear ba ba everywhere because she has a large flock of sheep. That's right, flock. Birds aren't the only animals that travel in flocks. Sheep do as well. By the way, you might have noticed something a little unusual about the word sheep. You can have one cow or a herd of cows. You could have one pig or a herd of pigs. You can have one chicken or a flock of chickens. However, you can have one sheep or a flock of sheep. Did you notice? What's the difference? Russell?
A flock of sheep is a lot of sheep, like a lot of Thanksgiving.
Well, think about when I said pigs, cows. I didn't say sheeps, did I? We don't say sheeps. I saw a bunch of sheeps. That's because the word sheep can mean one or more than one. And you don't have to add an S at the end of sheep. So you would say, my neighbor has a flock of sheep, not my neighbor has a flock of sheeps. A female sheep is called an ewe. A female sheep is called a ewe, not to be confused with the word you, as in the sentence, you are a kind friend. The word you, as in you, not me, and the word you, a female sheep, sound the same, but they're spelled differently. So the word you, like you and me, is Y-O-U. Can you see that? I might need to write it here. I'll write it here. Y-O-U. But this female sheep is called a ewe. It's pronounced U, but it's spelled E-W-E, not Y-O-U. They spell it differently because it means something different. A male sheep is called a ram. As with most farm animals, farmers do not keep many males in his flock. My neighbor has 1 or 2 rams and the rest of the flock is female. baby sheep are called lambs. We talked about that. The ewe often has twin lambs. That means that the mama sheep has two babies at the same time. When lambs are young, they feed on their mother's milk. Sometimes the ewe may not have enough milk for two lambs, so the farmer may need to feed one of the lambs from milk from a bottle. By now you've learned that farmers raise animals for milk, eggs, and meat. Sheep are mammals like cows and pigs because they give birth to live young and they make milk to feed their babies. Some farmers raise sheep for milk, which they use to make cheese. And some people raise sheep for meat. Most farmers, however, raise sheep because of the wool that grows on their backs. Wool is a very important material to people. Sheep's wool can be turned into yarn and woven into warm clothing or blankets. Can you find a person who is wearing a wool sweater in this picture? Which one's wearing the wool sweater? Let's see. Smriti, which one's wearing a wool sweater?
The boy.
The boy, which boy? The one holding the lamb or the one standing up?
The one that has that white sweater.
Yes, the boy holding the lamb. This is a wool sweater. It will keep him nice and warm and toasty. Sheep lead pretty simple lives. Oh, here's answers one of our questions. They spend most of their time out in the field grazing. The farmers let them graze every morning and leads them back to the safety of their pen at night. What does it mean to graze? What does that mean? Who could answer that question? What does it mean to graze? Estelle?
Just sit there and eat whatever they want.
It means that you eat all throughout the day. And in this case, they graze grass all throughout the day. So what do they do during their day? They graze. What do they eat? Grass. We got to answer both of our questions in our KWL chart. It also says that the farmer leads the sheep back to their pen at night. Pen is spelled just like we talked about this morning. P-N. Pen. P-E-N. But it means a different thing than the pen that you write with. The pen that you write with is spelt this way, but if you say, your room looks like a pig pen, that is spelt differently. That is spelt the same way, but it means something different. Very good. Let's go to our next image. Sheep generally stay with the flock where there is safety in numbers. Sheep do not have to worry about small animals like raccoons or skunks sneaking up on them and eating them. However, unlike cattle and pigs, sheep are not very large, and they are certainly not fast. So farmers have to protect their sheep from coyotes, wolves, or other large predators. Hey, we talked about predators before. Does anyone remember what a predator is? What's a predator? Ooh, that's a good question. Carolyn, what's a predator?
It's something you hunt and eat.
It's a predator is when you are hunting for food that you eat. You're a predator. So if a sheep's predator is a wolf or coyotes. Every now and then a sheepdog does stray from the flock. Every now and then a sheep strays from the flock. usually in search of some tastier grass. Sheep are valuable farm animals. That means they're worth a lot of money. So if the farmer cannot afford to let them wander off. My neighbor hires a shepherd to help watch over her flock. The shepherd's job is to lead the sheep out to pasture and watch over them to make sure they do not wander off or get eaten by other animals. The shepherd's job does bring certain responsibilities. A responsibility is a task or a job that a person is in charge of. For example, you might be responsible for putting your dirty dishes into the sink and then putting them in the dishwasher. Or you may be you might have a responsibility of taking out the trash. A shepherd has lots of responsibilities too. The shepherd must stay alert and beware of predators. If a sheep starts to wander, the shepherd can catch the sheep with his crook. That's a long wooden stick with a hook at the end. Then he leads the flock back. See this shepherd with his stick in his hand? He'll use that to lead the sheep back to the flock. Shepherds sometimes need help caring for large flocks. Dogs can be trained to help take care of the sheep. Dogs who work for the shepherd are called sheepdogs. Sheepdogs run after sheep that try to wander away and chase them back to the flock. Sheepdogs are also important for chasing away predators. See that dog in the background? He's chasing these sheep right back to their flock. The sheep eat grass and grow thick coats of fuzzy wool all year round. After the sheep have had time to grow long, shaggy coats of wool, the farmer gets out her shearing clippers. Shearing clippers are like electric razors a barber might use on a boy for a haircut. The farmer uses the shearing clippers to cut the wool off the sheep in her flock. She does this in the springtime, when warm weather is coming and sheep no longer need a thick coat of wool. By the time the winter comes around again, the sheep will have grown a new wool coat to keep them warm during the weather. The farmer knows how to cut off the wool in a way that does not hurt the animal. The wool that she cuts off is called fleece. And when the farmer shears a sheep, the main part of the fleece can come off in one big piece. Sometimes while she's shearing the sheep, the farmer sings an old nursery rhyme that you might remember. Raise your hand if you've ever heard of this. Ba, ba, black sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, 3 bags full. 1 for the master, 1 for the dame, 1 for the little boy who lives down the lane. Very good. So we've heard that nursery rhyme before. That's where it comes from. And sometimes farmers sing that as they shear the sheep. Okay, what was the main topic or main idea in today's lesson? Grant, what was our story mainly about? Sheep. And you don't have to put an S at the end. It just means sheep. Very good. What is something we learned about sheep? Tell me an interesting fact you learned about sheep. Adeline?
That dogs can run with sheep.
Sometimes sheep need someone to herd them back. So they need a shepherd or a sheepdog. They need a shepherd and dog. Sheepdog. That helps keep the herd together. I mean, the flock together. What else did we learn about sheep in this lesson? What else did we learn about sheep? Nicole?
That the girl sheep called you.
A female sheep is called a ewe. That's good. Ewes is a female. Oops. Oops. Okay. What else did we learn about sheep? Elliot, can you tell me a neat fact we learned about sheep?
That sometimes they sing while they're like killing the sheep.
Oh, sometimes sometimes the farmer sings while counting the sheep. You know, that makes me think of something else, Elliot. They said once you cut the wool off the sheep, you call it fleece. Fleece is once the sheep's hair is cut off. So I thought that was interesting. So fleece is cut wool. So cut wool is called fleece. Very good. So to go back over our KWL chart, we said babies are called lambs and that sheep have wool. We didn't know what they eat. We do now. What do sheep eat? Let's see. Austin, can you tell me something that sheep eat? Grass. Very good. Sheep eat grass. What do sheep do all day? What do they do? We asked that question. What do they do all day? What does a farmer want them to do all day? Russell?
Grass.
They want them to graze in the grass all day, and that's going to help their coats grow to be warm and beautiful and get lots of fleece out of them. We also learned that they need a shepherd or a sheepdog to help keep them with their herd. We learned that a ewe is a female sheep, it's just spelled differently, and fleece is cut wool. Okay, boys and girls, I'm excited to see you guys tomorrow. Have a good afternoon. Bye-bye.